We've been back at our main cabin for 2 sleeps now. We're still getting things kind of cleaned up and the things that we brought in on our first load put away. Trev is busy switching over brakes from an old ATV that we have here to another old ATV that we have here that he usually keeps across the lake to go on the trails over there. Then he's going to be going out for another load of stuff. One of the things that I always have to do is deal with any mouse droppings that have been left around the cabin. It's pretty hard to make a log cabin mouse proof. And when we're not here for months on end, they've got free range and can come and go as they want, as well as squirrels. We had a squirrel get in while we were gone this time, and he actually managed to open up this metal cookie tin that has a push-on lid, which is fairly hard to get off. And there was sunflower seeds in here that I brought up to feed the squirrels and the birds. There was some left over. I usually don't leave sunflower seeds around, especially at our house, because we always find little pockets of sunflower seeds that the mice have stored in our drawers and our shoes and things like that at home. But somehow the squirrel managed to get the lid off of this thing without knocking it off the counter and ate all the seeds. But there really wasn't a whole lot of mouse mess this time, which is really good. I find that when we leave, if I make sure that every little crumb of food that I can possibly get cleaned up is cleaned up, there isn't any reason for them to come in here. There isn't any food for them to get into. So the less reason there is for them to come into the cabin, the less they come in. They may come in and figure out, oh, there's nothing to eat here, and leave and not come back again. There have been times when we come in and there has been mice stuff everywhere, and it's something you need to be careful of cleaning up. So we always use water with some bleach in it to spray any mouse poop that we find. You can get hantavirus from breathing in the dried powder, I guess, from urine, and you want to make sure that it's wetted down and it's being disinfected with the bleach before you go wiping it up. And I always use just paper towels, so I go through a lot of paper towels when I'm cleaning up the cabin. And that's what I'm doing right now, is getting the kitchen all cleaned up. There's not a whole lot, which is really nice, but there is some. So I want to make sure that everything is cleaned up before I start moving new stuff onto the shelves. We managed to get in all of our fresh produce. We bring in cabbages, carrots, onions, butter and margarine, cheese, eggs. That's about it as far as fresh stuff goes, I think. But then we have all of our canned goods that will be coming in that I need to make room for in our canning cupboard. That's something that is mouse proof, so I don't have to clean it. But while I'm in here doing the kitchen, I am also enjoying the view. I'm realizing I need to wash the windows. But I spotted a moose across the lake this morning. I've got ducks and a couple of swans swimming around out on the lake out there. So it's definitely a more pleasurable experience being able to do this yucky job when I've got this view. So I'm going to carry on and we'll catch up with you later. One of the things I had meant to bring up this year and didn't, again, was a container to put my cooking utensils in that I keep beside the stove. I've been using this large tin can for several years now and keep on thinking, oh, I'll just bring something up next time, and never getting around to putting that into the stuff to pack. So I'm biting the bullet and I'm going to cover this with some Mac Tack paper. It's that self-adhesive plasticky type vinyl paper. So I've cut my size that I need for it, and I'm just going to wrap it around it, and it'll be easier to keep clean as well as look a little bit nicer. I try to do what I can with what I have up here. And sometimes it works out well and sometimes it doesn't. It's not perfect, but it'll do. We keep glass plates here, but we don't use them very much. We will use the paper plates on top of the glass plates to just give them more firmness. We use those really cheap thin ones. So using a glass plate underneath gives it a lot more strength, and you can just throw it away afterwards. We also found these picnic plates, I guess is what they are, that have these little notches in the sides of them. So you can put those cheap, very thin paper plates in these and they notch underneath these little things. And you can use this to kind of firm up those cheap plates as well. So we have 4 of these that I picked up somewhere. I don't even remember where, probably Walmart. And they really helped to be able to keep using the really cheap paper plates rather than having to buy the expensive ones, because we're just burning them. We just throw them in the stove and they help to heat the cabin. So that's that cupboard done. So one of the things that I need to do is clean up this freezer. This is a freezer that we've had up here for quite a while now, and it's on the back porch of the cabin outside the kitchen door. And this last winter, after we left, somehow it got really moldy inside, and this is what we use to keep our food cool in the fall and keeps the critters out of it, as well as a freezer. Just because of the freezing temperature outside, it keeps food frozen. So I can make a big batch of bread, put it in here, and it freezes and stays good until we need to use it. But it's gotten very moldy. I've sprayed it all with bleaching water, so now I'm just going to wipe it all out, and hopefully it comes clean enough that I feel comfortable using it, because it's pretty gross. It's rusty in the bottom, which it hasn't been used as a plug-in freezer for a while. It's just been used by us using the temperature outside, but you can see all along the edge here, that's all mold, and it's just gross. So I'm going to give it a good clean, and hopefully it'll still be usable. So I took all the tuck tape off of the lid here. I was using that to hold on a vinyl tablecloth at one point over the top of it, just to make it look a little nicer. I wonder if it's worth bringing up some of that trem-clad rust paint next year and spray painting the inside of this, just to kind of keep the rust from getting any worse. I don't really know if it's worth it or not. The sides aren't actually moldy, they're just pockmarked with rust. I need to get down to the bottom there, and I'm not quite long enough. I may have to go ahead first. Yeah. That's a piece of wood that's fallen in from the wood pile. So I think what I will do is finish cleaning up the bottom of this and then give it a spray of bleachy water again and leave it open to dry before I put stuff in here. And I think that's going to be good. Yay. Okay. Spray. And that'll kill anything that's still in here. And just let it dry. Glad that's done. So it looks better, except for the rust. But show you the outside. Yeah. Which is why I covered the top with a tablecloth when we first brought it out. Trev's busy putting up a thermometer for me so I can see the temperature outside from the kitchen window. And he's been working on the quad today. Tomorrow he's going to go out for another load of stuff. But yeah, glad that's done. That box up there, I'll show you it. I haven't opened it up since we got back. Didn't really use it for anything last year. It was a metal box that was here when we got the place. And this is what we used to use, I'd still use, for keeping stuff cold outside. That is mouse proof. It's just a little, I think it's aluminum box. Yeah, it's just, was getting to the point where it was not big enough for all the things we wanted to put in here, like leftovers and stuff. So having this freezer has been really nice the last few years. And we can fill it up when we go into town to Watson Lake. If we buy frozen stuff or meat that we want to freeze, we can do that, as well as making large batches of bread that will stay fresh once once the temperature is enough to freeze. So yeah, it's handy.